Okay, so uh, so we already started with the automation tools. Okay, we already covered that one concept called approval process. Approval process is also an automation tool only. By using approval process, we can automate the approval system. Okay, on particular object. Okay, and after that, like the second means it's a first concept we can consider it as workflow rules. Okay, this is also like automation tool only. Okay, total we having the four main automation tools. One is workflow rule, second is process builder, third is flow builder, fourth is approval process. Like approval process is independent of these three, workflow rule, process builder, and flows. That's why I covered the approval process first. Now, they first we have to go with the workflow rules. After workflow rules, we have to go to the process builder. After process builder, we have to go with the flow builder. Why? Because first initially workflow rule was there. Okay, after a few years, like that process builder has came into the picture as advanced version of workflow rule. Okay, so the process builder was there because why process builder means we can do the more actions compared to the workflow rule. In workflow we can do the only four actions that I'll tell you now. What are all the things we can do by using the workflow rule that we will discuss now. Okay, for process builder is just advanced version of the workflow rule. Okay, oh, like process builder was there for a few years. After that, newly introduced, the Salesforce had introduced the sale flow builders. Okay, flow builders has came into the picture. Flow builder, Salesforce for flow builder. Like a flow builder, by using a flow builder we can do max to max, I think 70 to 80% requirements we can achieve by the flow builders itself. No need of the code for this. Like flow builder is the advanced version of the process builder as well, which means now flow builder can do the more actions compared to the workflow rule or process builder. Okay, so that is a first we have to go with the workflow, after that process builder, after that flow builder. But approval process is independent of that. That's why we separately that cover that. We cover that concept. Understood? So now we are going to discuss about
Yeah,
the discuss about the workflow rules. Okay. Let I think hope my screen is visible, right? Okay. A small PPT was there for that workflow rules. So our concept is workflow rules. Okay, this is the another automation tool which we have in the Salesforce. Let's see what are all the things we can do by using this workflow, and what actions we can do. Everything we can see. See, workflow rules automates the task we do manually. So, for example, we are having a few actions that we need to perform on the daily actions or time dependent actions. If you want to schedule those actions, workflow itself will take care of that based on the conditions. We need not to go manually and do the things. Okay, workflow will itself it will handle the task what we do manually. Okay, we can automate by using the workflow rule. Okay, for example, the email sent regularly or field update you do manually. So for example, if you want to send an email, so we are creating a template, we are sending an e-template to particular email, that is a manual process only. So that kind of manual process if you are doing daily, and the field update as well. So if you are trying to update a field value, for example, so and so record is there on particular condition, this field should be updated like this, so such kind of requirements will be there, right? Those kind of actions we can automate by using this workflow rule. Okay, see, we can configure the workflow rule so that these tasks can be automated based on the certain criteria. So we will define the certain criteria in this while creating the workflow rule. Based on the conditions it will do the actions. Okay, whether it's immediate or on time based also. Okay, we can schedule that also. When the mail should be trigger, when the field need should be update, what will be the field, what will be the task, each and everything this can handle. Okay, understood. Okay, let's go to the what we can do with the workflow rule. So I was telling like few actions we can do with workflow rule, right? What are the actions we can perform? Actions mean the task. See, we can do the four actions by using the workflow rules. Okay, it's very important. Maybe interviewers also will ask you like what are all the actions, what are all the things we can perform by using the workflow rules. Okay, means there is a task Okay, task is also one action. Okay, and email alert is also an action, and field updates is also one action, and outbound message is also one action. These are the four actions that we can perform by using the workflow rules. Okay, tasks means once you create a record. Okay, if you configure a workflow rules to that particular xyz object, once you create an record on xyz object, so if cut certain criteria is matched, then assign a task to user, role, or record owner. Task will created. I'll show you how the task will be created. Task is also another object. Task means maybe if you want to notify that user, your due is going to expire in the next 3 days, like this, like that type of record. If you want to create the task, we can create by using this task function in the workflow rule. Okay, second thing is email alert. Email alert, you already know what is email alert. If you want to send an email to the customer, okay, one customer or recipient, or more than one customer, maybe 4 to 5 or 100, 1,000 members are there. If you want to notify, if you want to send a confirmation or notify anything, if you want to convey the message through email, then we can go to the email alert. Okay, right. So that this action is all available in the workflow. And third function is field updates. Field update means you already know that, right? Updating a field based on the few conditions. Okay, when the record is created, updated, like that, this kind of actions. Okay, that sounds of field needs to be update the value automatically. We did not to go and enter the value. In backend system needs to handle and it automatically update. Then that action we can do, we can perform by using the workflow rule as well. Okay, the fourth option is outbound message. Okay, outbound messages is used to send a secure or configuration API in XML format to a designated listener. Means it's a integration. API means it's integration. We can use this workflow action, means outbound message workflow action in the integration part. You guys didn't don't understand this. What is the integration? When once we start with integration, then you guys will come to know. Okay, this is what. Okay, we can use this outbound messages in the integration as well. Okay, it comes under the development part. Okay, so let's see all these. These are the actions. Okay, one is task creation, email alert, field update, outbound messages. We can perform by using the workflow. These are the four actions we can perform by the workflow. Don't forget. Please remember these points. Okay. Okay. Let's move. Understood?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's move to the another. See, in workflow rules, we can see these while creating the workflow for the first time. Okay, newly, if you are creating a workflow, these two are the main things. Means one is evaluation criteria and second thing is rule criteria. So, okay, evaluation criteria. Okay, evaluation criteria means here you can see the three options. Like it evaluates the rule when record is, for example, on XYZ is there. You are going to create an workflow rule on that. So the condition is every time when you create a record on XYZ object, like consider contact or case or account, whatever it may be, that's why I'm just telling it as a XYZ object. Okay, if you are going to create a record on that object first time, okay, then when you need to trigger this workflow, when the record is created or when record is created and every time it's edited, or the third condition is created and anytime it's edited to subsequently meet criteria. There you can see one this criteria maybe based on this criteria it should trigger means then you can select this option, or else if you don't want to go with these conditions, just you need to trigger the workflow rules whenever the record is created means first time it is going to create, that time only it needs to trigger. After that, for example, if you don't want to trigger the workflow, once you try to edit it, okay, then you can simply select the created. Okay, no, you want to trigger the workflow both when it created and every time it's edited. Means once you create a record, again if you are going to edit any field values, that time also if you want to trigger the workflow, then you can select the second option. Okay, or else third option is created and every time it's edited to subsequently meet criteria. So once you try to edit it, okay, then this condition one we can declare the conditions in the rule criteria. So based on this rule criteria, if you want to run this, then you can select this. I'll tell you like how, while creating the workflow rule, I'll tell you this the point. Okay, as of now, I understood right what is means created or every time. This is the condition. When record is created, that time if you want to trigger this evaluation criteria is handled like when it needs to trigger. Trigger means when the workflow rule should be called. Okay, that's why. Rule criteria. Rule criteria means we can specify the few conditions, right? For example, if XYZ, if the record is having this field is having so and so of value, then only this should be trigger. Like these conditions are there, right? This kind of conditions. We can write the formula or we can write the conditions. Okay, these are the two. You can see that these two sections: evaluation criteria and rule criteria. Okay, understood? I'll maybe while creating the workflow, you will get the more clarity. Okay. Let's move to the another actions. These are the two actions, okay, that you can perform that I was telling you. A field update was there, email alert was there, task creation was there, output message was there. But once on XYZ object, on whichever object you are going to create a workflow rule, that object is XYZ. On XYZ record, an XYZ object, whenever you create a record, I mean, then immediately if you want to send an action, immediate action. So once you create it, the mail should be triggered. Once you create the record, the field should be updated. Once you create a record, the task should be created. If you want to do some kind of actions, then you can choose the immediate actions. You can write the workflow to the immediate actions. Okay, or else, for example, time dependent action is there. What is the meaning of time dependent actions? Time dependent action means, for example, a record is created. For example, let's consider one contact is created. Okay, sorry, workflow is created on the contact object. So I'm going to create a new contact record. In the contact record, you are having a date of birth field. Okay, date of birth field was there, and email also there. Okay, now you want to wish that customer on his birthday, on his or her birthday. Okay, then what you will do? So I will write a workflow action. So I will pick that condition that the date is equal to today. Maybe, for example, today is the customer birthday. I will evaluate that condition. Okay, in the criteria, I will add that condition. So when it comes, I need to wish. I need to send a greeting for that a customer. So I need to trigger an email. Then it time dependent, right? When the time is kept, the exact time, that then only it should trigger. That type of actions we can trigger by using the time dependent actions. Even for after once the record is created, after 1 year, if you sorry, after 1 hour, if you want to send an email, then this kind of requirements we can perform. Okay, by using the time depend. So workflows are the two types. One is immediate workflow rules or time dependent workflow rules. Okay, City. Okay, let's move to the other. See, workflow rule must be two ways. One it activated or it deactivated. So one whenever it is activated, so that it works while testing. Okay, if it is deactivated, so it won't work even though conditions are there. But if it is deactivated stays, it won't work. But why we need to deactivate, why we need to keep in the deactivated, why we need to keep in the deactivated means, just now we discussed about the time based. Okay, for immediate, if you want to add immediate actions, once you create a workflow rule, you can add even it is in the active mode. Okay, but if you want to add time dependent actions to that workflow rule, then this workflow should be in the deactivated stage. That's why we need to deactivate that. For time being, we need to deactivate that workflow and we need to add the time-based actions what we need to perform. Then after that, we need to activate that workflow. Okay, this is how. And moving to next, for example, if you are creating a time-based workflow rule, okay, that I was telling you now, like once you create a record, after 1 hour, you need to send an email. After 1 month, you need to send an email. Or on a customer's birthday, you need to send an email. Or different kind of on work anniversary, you need to send an email. It's a time dependent actions are there. Okay, once you create a record, okay, you will immediate actions means the span of time only it will trigger. But time based means maybe after 1 hour the mail has triggered, but we need to know whether it's mail was sent or not. Okay, that track we can see in the time based workflow. Okay, time based workflow, if you search in the left side setup that depend time dependent actions, there we can see this small box. I'll show you now. There's in that you can search what is the, you can write, you can search with the workflow rule name or object name. For example, if you are written if you are written an workflow rule on contact, you can click the object, you can equals to, here they are checking for account, we can check for contact. Then the below it will give you the history if any mails or any field updates was done. That will give you the history. If no actions are there, it won't give you anything. Okay, that we can see the track also whether the emails is going to trigger or not. Okay, this is about the workflow rules. Okay, okay, this is the theoretical part of the workflow rules. Any confusion in this? I understood.
కొద్దిగా కన్ఫ్యూజన్గా ఉందక్క.
ఏం కన్ఫ్యూజన్ ఉంది?
అర్థమవుతుంది కానీ సో ఇప్పటి వరకు ఉన్న క్లాస్ అంతా ఒక విధంగా ఉంది. ఇది ఇంకో విధంగా.
అందుకే చెప్తాను నేను, క్లాసులు స్కిప్ చేయొద్దండి, చాలా 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 ఇంపార్టెంట్ వర్క్ రూల్స్ అని చెప్పేసి. ఓకే, నో ప్రాబ్లం, వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ ఫర్ ద ప్రాక్టికల్ నౌ. ఓకే, సో ఫస్ట్ till now we discuss about the theoretical part of the workflow rules. Okay, so hope you guys are got like we can perform the few actions automatically by using the workflow rules. Workflow rule is the automation tool. This all stuff I think you guys got it. Okay, now let's go to in our Salesforce. So I logged in into our Salesforce org. Okay, if you want to create a workflow rule, okay, you have to come for the setup. As of now we are in the setup itself. Okay, in the left side find box, just search for workflow. If you search for workflow, can you see workflow rules are there? Okay, these are the workflow actions that we were discussing about: email alerts, field update, outbound messages, send actions, task. This is a new introduction, new introduced. Okay, no problem. Task. These are the actions here there. Okay, these workflow rules are there. Okay, just click on workflow rules. Once you open a workflow rule, it will show you like this, like understanding workflow rule. It is giving us some brief introduction about the workflow rules. Okay, about this you can read later while you guys are practicing. What is workflow rule? See, it is giving the workflow rule automates the following type of actions: task, email alerts, field updates, outbound messages. See, the same messages here. Okay, and for an example, workflow can assign flow. So what, this is this introduction part of the introduction page of the workflow rules. We can read it later. Okay, just click on next. So continue. Once you click on continue, see, I just put the condition filter on the all workflow rules. Okay, our workflow rules, as of now no workflow rule here. If any workflow rules are there, it will show here, but it as of now no workflow rules. I didn't create even single workflow rule also, that's why it is not showing anything here. Okay, now you wanted to create a new workflow rule, right? You can see one button, new rule. Just click on new rule. So once you click on a new rule, it's asking, sorry, it is throwing a small notification that try it in Flow Builder. Okay, Flow Builder is the future of low code automation. You can use it to create most of the automation found in a workflow rule. Start using the flows today. It is saying that it is recommending us, instead of using a workflow rules, we can use the Flow Builder, right? Flow Builder is the very recent very updated one. You can use the Flow Builder. That's what it is giving a suggestion for us. Okay, what it is saying, like whatever the things you can perform in the workflow, that all actions you can perform in the Flow Builder as well as, so you can go with the advanced only, like this is suggesting us. But if you want to go with the full Flow Builder only, click on the create in Flow Builder. No, you want to learn about the workflow rules, that's why we need to continue with the workflow rules. Just click on continue with the workflow rule. Just a second, just a 2 second. Sorry. Okay, so once you click on with continue with workflow, okay, this page will open. This is a step 1. Okay, new workflow rule. Step 1, select an object. It is asking us to select the object. Okay, whether I paused the recording or not. Okay, see here you need to select an object. On which object you are going to create an workflow rule. Okay, on which object you want to like create in this workflow rule. Okay, as of now I will select the contact object. You can write on any object, whether account or appointment, invasion, asset action. These are all the campaign, candidate. These are all the objects only. You can create a workflow rule on whichever object you need. Okay, now I'll take the contact. Okay, contact object. I'll write the workflow rule on the contact object. Okay, just click on it. Next, I'm done with the selection of the object. Just click on the next. So once you click on next, see new workflow rule, contact. Step 2 is configure workflow rule. Okay, see, enter the name, description and criteria to trigger your workflow rule. Trigger means when it needs to call. Okay, in the next step, associated workflow actions with the workflow rule. Okay, it is telling us we selected the object as a contact. Okay, now we need to write the name of the workflow. Okay, I'm just writing as a contact workflow rule. You can name whatever you need. Okay, I'm just giving the name as contact workflow rule. If you want to write a description on which for what purpose you are using this workflow rule, you are creating this workflow rule, you can write the description. With it, other employees will also come to know that so and so reason you have created this workflow rule. Okay. Oh, I don't write anything, so let's leave it. Can you see the two sections, evaluation criteria and rule criteria, that we were discussing, right, the last time? See, workflow criteria, one is evaluate criteria and rule criteria, right? These are the two things. See, evaluation criteria means, we already discussed, evaluation criteria means whenever the record is created on the contact, whenever the new contact is going to create it, that time if you want to do any actions, if you that time if you want to call this workflow rule, then you can simply select the created. So whenever you create a new record, then only it will trigger. If you try to update the already existing record, means once you create a record, after that, after 1 hour or after next in 2 seconds or next in 2 minutes, if you try to update also, that time the workflow rule should not come into the picture. Means the workflow rule should not trigger. Means it will always trigger whenever you are going to create a new record only. Okay, this type of requirement we have. Then you can select the created. Next, second, you can see created and every time it's edited is there, which means once whenever the new record is created, that time also you need to trigger this workflow rule. Or once you created the record, again if you are trying to update the same, update means editing only, right? Again if you are trying to update the same record, then also if you want to trigger this workflow rule, then you can select this second option. Okay, it is throwing on some kind of warning. I'll tell you about this later. Okay, you cannot add time dependent workflow actions in this option. Means if you create a workflow rule with this evaluation criteria, second evaluation criteria means created and every time it's edited, for this you cannot add the time dependent actions. Time dependent actions means, for example, in future calls or before the time, the type of actions we cannot call on this. That is what it is saying. Okay, no problem. We will discuss once you start with the time dependent workflow rules. Okay, as of now, for now, you understood, right? This is how, for what we will use this created and every time it's edited. Okay, come to the third option. Third is created and anytime it's edited to subsequently meet criteria. So rule is evaluated when the record is created and when the record is doesn't meet criteria, is edited to meet criteria. See, it will consider this condition, whatever we are going to create and a rule criteria here. So whenever you select this option, whatever the condition you are going to create, this condition should also match every time it's edited. Here, first time it's created, okay, fine. once you try to edit, it won't consider this condition. First time it will consider the condition, but if you try to edit, it won't take this condition. But in this, it will depends on this condition as well created, and every time it's edited to subsequently meet criteria. So if you are editing that record, it should satisfy these conditions. If it should not, if it is didn't satisfy these conditions, if the this workflow rule will not call. Okay, this is about, if you select in this third option, even if you are trying to update also, that time also this rule criteria should be match. Okay, this is about the three. And now I'll just create the workflow rule on the whenever the contact record is created. Okay, means I'm going to trigger this workflow whenever the new contact record is created on the contact object. Okay, here we can, if you want, you can write the conditions. Okay, specific condition, for example, if contact uh, see what you can say, last name, or if contact individual something, uh, and particular field value, if you want to take this lead source is there. Okay, lead source if you equals to web, it's a pick list field. Okay, if it is web, then only if you want to take this, you can take all these condition. Now I don't want to filter any condition. Okay, so that's why I'm taking all the records and just selecting the none. Okay, just click on a save and next. So we need to save this, and it will go to the next page. It is throwing another contact record, at least one criteria. Okay, at least one criteria means we can select this when contact lead source is equal to web. You can search here, you can see all the pick list values, web is there. Okay, we can insert that value. Just click on a add condition. Once you click on add condition, it will take into this logic. If you want to add more than one condition, then you have to add this add row, and you have to mention the conditions like this, a and or, whether this both conditions in and condition or in either of this condition, means whether this or this satisfied, then you can take the or condition. If you want to satisfy both condition, then you can use the and function. These are the two functions, right? And function, or functions, you guys already know about this. You can write the lengthy logic data, but as of now, just I mentioned the only one line, so we didn't need not to enter the and or. Okay, just click on save and next. See, specify rule actions. See here, it is given the rule criteria is contact. This is a rule. Okay, lead source equals to web, and evaluation criteria is evaluate the rule when the record is created. The both conditions should take. Okay, it will take this both conditions whenever the lead source is equal to web, and this when the new record is going to create on the contact. That time this workflow rule will call. Okay, immediate workflow actions. Okay, immediate workflow actions, time dependent actions. So I was telling you about these two only. Once you create a workflow rule, basic workflow rule, you can see these two actions, immediate actions and time dependent actions. See, you have created this, but this is the third step. Can you see the immediate workflow actions and time dependent workflow actions? Okay, so let's discuss about the immediate actions. Later we can discuss about this time dependent actions. Immediate actions. As of now, no workflow actions have been added. As of now, no action is there. Whenever the new record is created and this, whenever this both conditions satisfied, the record is taking, but it is not doing any actions. If you want to do the actions, like what are the actions we can do? Field update, email alert, task creation, outbound. These actions only we can perform this workflow rule, right? Now let's add a actions. Just click on the add workflow action under the immediate workflow actions. Immediate workflow actions means we need to trigger, we need to like create a task or email alert, field update immediately once the record is created. Okay, that is the meaning of this immediate workflow rule. Now I wanted to update a field. Okay, I'm just going with the new field update. Okay, which field we need to update? Okay, let's duplicate it. Let's see what are the fields we are having on the contact object. My UI I'm checking. This is the contact object, right? We are going to create a workflow on this only, right? Just click on a new. We'll come to know what are the fields are there. Oh my god, oh, many fields are there. Okay, first name, last name. This is the man. Department is there. Birthday is there. Okay, email is there. Other phone number. Lead source. See, we just put the condition lead source on it, right? Whenever the lead source is web, then the workflow will fire. Okay, this field is there. Mailing address is there. Language is there. Level is there. We can update the level also, and email also we can. Description also we can. Okay, description. If you want to write, once you going to create, if you want to write any description, we can add this automatically. Let's try to update these two fields. Okay, whether level, for example, if you are going to create and then you need to update this level as primary. Okay, let's see. What is this level, right? Field name is level. So I'm just giving this level field updation, and then I'm just naming this action as level field updation. Contact object is contact. Okay, field to update means which field to update. Just scroll down a little bit. You can see the level. See custom field. It's a custom field. Okay, that's why. Just select the level. We need to update this level field, and it is showing the field data type is the pick list. Okay, quickly options. So which value we need to update? So primary we need to update. Whenever the new record is created, that time automatically that level field should automatically update to primary. Okay, this is what I'm going to add this field updation. Let's click on save. See, we have added one action under the immediate action. See, field updation is there. Description is level field updation. Okay, let's see about this. We are done with this workflow rule, right? Okay, click on done. Once you click on it done, this is the workflow rule. Okay, can you see the our workflow rule name is contact workflow rule, object is contact, evaluation criteria is whenever the evaluate the rule whenever the record is created. Okay, and description, I didn't return any description, that's why it is I didn't wrote anything, right? That's why it is not showing anything. Rule criteria, contact lead source is equal to web, then this workflow will call. Okay, then once the workflow is called, what are the actions needs of performance? Workflow actions, immediate actions we have declared. One is field updation, field update type. Okay, we don't have anything in the time dependent workflow actions. Okay, see, here it is showing like no workflow actions have been added. Before adding a workflow action, you must have at least one time to trigger defect. This is something else, so I'll tell you about this later. So this workflow release, even if you create a new contact, it won't update this field. Why? Because this workflow rule is in a inactive stage. It is not activated. See, now we need to activate this workflow rule. So once you click on active, see, workflow rule is activated. Okay. Now let's test. Okay. Now we are going to create contact record. Just I'm clicking on the new. Okay. And that salutation is Miss. First name is not the mandatory, but last name is the mandatory. Okay. Miss. Okay, Anushka. Okay. Okay. Let's check what are the mandatory fields. Lead source. Definitely it should check the lead source because we written the condition on the lead source is equal to web. Okay. Just select the web. And I think no other mandatory fields are there. I didn't select anything in the level. Okay. But click on a save. Once I clicked on a save, this is the related page, detailed page of the record. Just now we created, right? Name is Miss Anushka. So just hold on a little bit. We selected lead source as a web. See what is the level? This automatically updated, right? That's why. Okay. See, level is updated as the primary. This is the field updation automatically. Okay. Let's create one more record. This time, don't select anything in the lead source. Okay. Mm, okay. Scroll down a little bit. I'm not selecting anything into the lead source, or else I'll select the other. I mean, other than the web. Okay. I am not selecting anything. Let's save. Let's go to detail page. Is level is updated? is level field is updated.
ఓకే.
స్క్రీన్ మీద ఉన్న చూసి చెప్పడానికి కూడా ఎందుకు అంత డౌట్ పడుతున్నారు? లెవెల్ ఫీల్డ్ వాల్యూ లేదు కదా! See, it is not updating. Why? Because any reason why it is not updating? Let me open. First time I created Anushka record. So in this level field is updated. But second time I have created this Anita record. But in this level field is not updated. What is the reason?
Here you can given lead source is other.
Yeah. So the condition is not matching in the workflow rule because we are setting the condition on lead source is equal to web. Then only this workflow will call and it will do the actions. Now this condition is not satisfied. That's why the workflow is not called, not triggered. Okay. Okay. So this is the field updation we can perform by using the workflow. Okay. We clear, right? How we can update the field by using the workflow rule. Let's add the few more conditions. Okay. Just edit it. Along with the few updation, I need to trigger one more action means email alert as well. Okay, just click on add workflow rule. Sorry, add workflow action. Now I'll go with the email alert. So now I'm going with the email alert. So here it will ask with the email template means which email you want to trigger once the contact is created when it is satisfying the condition. Okay, let's go to this. First, let's create the email template first because we need the email template in this, right? That's why. Just go to the email templates, classic email templates. Just click on new. Okay, new template, text. I'm selecting the text type simply. Just click on next. Just make it as available for use. An email template is workflow. Workflow contact creation. Email alert. Okay. Congratulations on contact creation. Okay. Clear. Your contact has been created with our company. Okay, this is what we need to display. We need to send an email to that customer. Okay, here you can use the match field. Here, contact name. Okay, contact fields are there. Select the field, the name of the not the owner. contact. It is the name field. Okay, last name. I'll take the last name itself. Okay. Use this match field here. It will fetch the name of the contact. Okay. Just click on it. Save. Workflow contact. Let's go back to our email alert in the workflow rule. Okay. Contact card creation. Okay. Email template is asking. Just we need to insert the email. Workflow action. This is the email template. We just created it. Okay. Who is the recipient? Okay. The owner or creator or email field. Okay. Email field means, for example, what is the email we mention on the contact that we can mention, and email field. I'll show you what is email field, and creator also. Creator. If we can contact owner also. Creator also. Okay. These are the portions. You can add, if the testing purpose, you can add the other emails also. Here I'm just giving the email field. Email field means on the contact itself you can find an email. Okay. Once you click on a new, here you can see one email field, right? This is the contact email field. For example, you are going to create, you are the admin, like I am the admin, I'm going to create this contact. I'm just creating this contact to some other person, not me. For example, Mr. Raj or something. Okay. He's the person I'm going to create his record inside Salesforce. I'm just giving his email ID. So I want to trigger this mail to this customer. What is the mail is mentioned here? I want to send this mail. This contact, this person email ID, I need to send that. So congratulations, your contact has been created with our company. So I need to send for this email. That's why I'm using the email field in the recipient side, the mail recipient side. Okay. Contact owner means who is going to create this contact. That guy also need to receive. Creator also, I am the creator, right? I should also create the, I should also get the email address. That's why I'm adding this into recipient. Just click on save. We are done with the email alert also. Okay. Let's see. Let's refresh it. Not here, this one. Let's see whether it is active or not. Okay. Just click on done. It is active. Here two actions are added. Let's test this. I am going to create a new record. Dr. Nadeep. Okay. And I'm just selecting the condition is web. This condition should satisfied. And I'm writing the some email. My email only I'm just mentioning here, or else. Okay, that's fine. Just do that only. To test that, just I'm giving my ID and just hold on a little bit. I'm not updating any value into this level and this email also. Let's once you save it, the expected output is the email should be triggered to the ID, and also this field also should be update. Why? Because here we are satisfying the condition, whatever we mentioned in the workflow action. Just click on save. Let's go to detail page. Let's see level is updated to primary, and just log in and check whether email is received or not. All these are the actions, so I think it will take time. Okay, email is another 80. It's taking time, I think. In spam, it is there. Two mails are there. Mail is received, but in spam, it is there. See, this is the first time when we created the record 1 minute ago. This is now I tested it, right? That's what it is. Two mails are it. See, dear Anudeep, because he is the contact owner. But here no, because this is I tested by using here testing mail. Okay, but here the record is Anudeep. That's why here it is coming as dear Anudeep. Congratulations, your contact has been created with our company. Okay, this is how he got. Mail is received, but it is there in a spam. Okay, I'm marking it as a not spam. Okay, we'll see. Got it? Once you're creating a record, the field is getting updated and also email also triggering. Let's add another condition also. What is that? Let's test another action also. What is that? We are having task creation. How to do that task creation? We'll see. I'm just going for new task creation. Object assigned to whom? To whom we need to assign. Okay. Not users, role owner, creator, contact owner. Okay. We are going to create a task record that needs to assign the contact owner. Contact owner means who will be the owner of this contact. That contact owner will receive the task record. You can see that subject is ask on contact. Okay, date, due date. Maybe if you want to specify the due date on that contact, you can see rule trigger date means whenever this workflow is triggered, that rule trigger date or contact birthday is a due date or contact created date, email bounce date. This we can use this. Okay, we can see that contact rule trigger date plus 3 days. We are going to give a time to 3 days. Within 3 days you need to do that task. Okay, I'm just from time of the rule is triggered means the time of record is created, from that onwards we need to give a 3 days of time to his to perform the actions. Okay, just click on so the status is, you can put the status whether not started, in progress, completed, whatever thing. I'll do the not started, or you can give the in progress as well. Okay, priority is I'm making it as a high. No high, because we are giving the 3 days, we can take it as a normal. Okay, and just click on a save. Okay, just click on it done. Now we are having the three actions: task, email alert, field update. Okay, now we'll go to the back to the same contact. Now try to create a new record. This time I'm selecting a miss, and lead source I'm selecting a web. I'm just saving the record. Just go to the detail page. Level is updated as a primary and lead source is web, and What are the actions we can see? See, in the activity, you can see that task on contact. One task is created. See, task on contact, Harika. Okay, normal. Okay, see, due date is 3 6 2023, mentioned third month, sixth date 2023. Because we have given plus 3 days, no? That's all. Here, in the detail page itself, this can see the task in the activity history. Here, upcoming and overdue task. What is the upcoming task for this contact? This is the task on March 6th. Okay, this is how we can create a task as well. Okay, this is the workflow and outbound message. Now we cannot test it. Okay, because it's a related to API integration part of the development. Okay, so remaining three functions we discussed. What are the three? These three: task creation, email alert, and field update in the immediate workflow actions. Clear? You can check now. I think mine now also you might receive an see now it's came. Okay. Any doubt up to here? Any doubt?
ఓకే.
Is it clear or not?
క్లియర్‌గా కరెక్ట్‌గా ఒకసారి మళ్ళీ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తే
Mm. So the condition is every time a record is created. If you want to do it for edit as well, then you can make it as created and edited. For this, you don't have the time dependent actions. You can perform this. See why I'm saying now. Once we created it, right? Now let it be. I'm not saving anything. We have created this record. Okay. For example, let's go to this records. I think in Anita, I don't given this condition, right? Yes, I didn't select the lead source or other. That's why no email, no field updates were there. Okay. Now I'll try to update this. I'll make it as a web. Okay. If I save this time this should update, right? Level field should update, right? But even lead source is web, then it should update, right? But even it is not updating. Why? Why? Because here we have given that condition as evaluates when record is created, not on the update. That's why. Okay. Now, if you want to do it even when you try to update, then select the second option. Let's save this. Now go to here, refresh the page. Go to the detail page of another record. Okay. Now try to update this. Try to something other is there. First let it try to this only. And now to try to web. See this time primary is updated. Now we are editing only, but even it is updating. Why? Because we have given the condition every time it's created and as well see evaluate the rule that when record is created and every time is edited. That's it. Okay, got it? Same likewise, you can test for this remaining this condition also. Okay. Hope you guys are clear. If it is not clear, let me know. Any doubts? If it is clear, immediate actions is clear, then we'll go with the time dependent workflow rules.
Clear up.
What about Shankar? Shankar, are you there?
Yeah, and
Okay, let's start. I think you are clear about the immediate actions. We cover the immediate workflow actions. Let's discuss about the time dependent actions. Okay, let's create another workflow rule, not this one. Okay, just search for workflow rules again. Then you can see workflow rules. See, we can see one workflow rule. Previously, no workflow rule was there. Why? Because this is the first workflow rule. So let's create another workflow rule on the same contact. I'll take the same object. Just click on next. This is naming it as a time dependent flow. Done. Okay. Now see, created is there, created and edit. For example, if I create a rule, workflow rule on this criteria, on this evaluation rule criteria, then I cannot add the time dependent actions. So whether I have to select created or created and every any time it's related to subsequent criteria. Okay, that is what it is saying. Let's try to create this. Condition is like I'll take the same condition. Level is equal to now I'll select the uh, not the level lead source, right? We are updating. Yes, sorry. Lead source is equal to మా 5 నిమిషాలు మమ్మల్ని ఫోన్ చేస్తే క్లాస్లో now I'm selecting the other. If it is other, then we need to trigger this workflow. Previous workflow is for web. Now this workflow is for lead source is equal to other. Okay. Now I'm adding this add filter condition. Just click on save on next. See, so we need to add the action now, whether it's immediate action or time dependent actions that we need to decide based on the condition, based on the requirement. Okay. Maybe your client is ask you to like whenever the lead source is equal to other, and also evaluation criteria is every time the record is created and edited also subsequently, then we need to trigger time based actions like time based email alert, time based field update. Okay, after 1 day, after 2 days, after 1 week, on the particular date, then we have to go to the time dependent workflow rules. But it is throwing an error. You cannot add time dependent workflow actions before your evaluation criteria is every time record is created, okay, or edited. So దీనికి ఇది సెలెక్ట్ చేసినప్పుడు we cannot add the time dependent actions on this evaluation criteria. So it is suggesting us change evaluation criteria. So I wanted to show you this. That's why only I selected the this condition, this evaluation condition. Okay, it is not possible on this condition. Interviewers may ask you this question: on which evaluation criteria time based workflow rules are not available. Then you have to tell that every time record is created and edited. Second option. Okay, now you can click on the change evaluation. Okay, now I'm changing. Either you can select the created or every time it subsequently match the criteria. I'm selecting this third option. Save this. Now see, now you can add. So, but no workflow actions have been added. Before adding a workflow action, you must have at least one time trigger defined. First, it is in deactivate switch only. Let me activate this first. I want to show you one more thing here. See, if I want to add it, so when the workflow is in an active stage, if I want to add a time dependent workflow rules, you cannot add a new time trigger to an active rule because deactivate the rule. Once, if your a workflow rule is in active stage, then you cannot add the time dependent actions. If you want to add, you need to deactivate the workflow rule. Then you have to add. Okay, it is saying like no workflow action has been added. As of now, no workflow rules are there. Before adding a workflow action, you must have at least one time trigger defined. So before adding a workflow action, you must have at least one time trigger defined. Means we need to specify the condition when it needs to trigger, and after 1 hour, after 2 hours, after 1 week, 1 year, 1 month, that condition we need to add. After that, we have to add the action, whether it's a email or a task creation, or field updation. That's what it is asking us. Okay. So first, what we have to do? See an example first. Like first, you have to create a see this type of time triggers. Okay. 7 days before this type of time trigger we need to create. After that, we have to create this action. Say 7 days before opportunity. Like it is giving us an example. Okay. And just click on edit. Now just add the time trigger first. Instead of adding the action into the time dependent workflows, first add a time trigger. Add time trigger means when it needs to trigger. 30 days after rule trigger date means now we created a contact record. Okay. Now that workflow is trigger. After 30 days means 1 month after the record is created. If you want to do any action like field update, email alert, that kind of things, then you have to mention like this. Or else if you want to send for after 1 day, okay, you can take RL. Before after also is there. Okay. RL hours is also there. Okay. 1 hour after the rule trigger date or 1 hour before rule trigger. Maybe in next 1 hour the rule is going to trigger. That means before that only it will trigger. Like this, it is asking you before and after. Let's select after. It is giving a days and hours as well. Okay. Hours means now I'll select 0 hours or else 1 hour. But your wish. I'm selecting 0 hours because it should be triggered as soon as when's the workflow rules trigger. That for that you can go for the immediate actions, but we need to specify at least some time. Okay, I'm just selecting the 1 hour. Let's click on a save. So we have added a 1 hour after rule trigger date. Means once that now the record is created, contact record is created. After 1 hour, whatever the actions you need to perform under the time dependent actions, that action you need to add here. Now I need to send an email. Let's consider email. Okay. Time dependent email to customer. Contact customer. Unique name. Template it is asking to select. I'll select the same template. Okay, workflow contact creation email. Here who will be the recipient. Okay, creator. Just selecting the owner, contact owner, email field of the contact as well. Okay, this is the recipient I'm adding. Just click on a save. Now click on done. Don't forget to click on a add. Okay, done. Okay, now we're done. See, time dependent workflow rule actions added. 1 hour after a rule trigger date. We have added the time trigger also. We have added one action that email alert needs to perform. Okay, now you need to activate this. Okay, process automation settings, default workflow rule user. I'll select the owner of this one. Just select this. Save. Okay. Now we added the condition under the time dependent. We don't have any actions under the immediate actions. We are having the action on the time dependent actions. So after 1 hour, this mail will trigger. Okay. Just see again it is throwing the same method. You cannot add a new time trigger to an active rule, deactivate a rule, and again add the new time trigger. Whatever the if you want to add a few more also you can add. You can do the actions. Okay, like this. Just it is an active stage only. Let's go to our contact. Now this time I'm selected the lead source as the other. Okay, just click on a new Mr. Rahul. I'm selecting the lead source as other now because we just added the condition is Lead source is equal to other and evaluates when the rule is created and every time it subsequently meet criteria. I'm selecting the other. I'm just simply saying save. If you want to field updation also you can add, but I didn't add any action. It's a thing. But no email is triggered. Maybe why? Because it need we have to wait for 1 hour. After 1 hour it will send an email. We will receive the email here. Okay. After 1 hour, after 2 years, if you want to check whether this time based or send an email or field update, if you want to check that, just search for time based workflow rules in the setup. Click find box. Monitoring. See monitoring. So just click on this. You can check the monitoring means you can see the access what are the perform. Monitoring data monitoring, right? Just workflow rule, you can give the name or object. I'll select the object. You can search by using any of the thing. Okay. Who is created, created date, based on created date you can search. Created by you can search. Record name you can search. Object with the workflow rule name. You can search. I'll search. You can select the workflow rule name also. Workflow rule name is equal to something we can add or else can object is equal contact object only we just written right. Sorry, just click on a search. It will show you like Rahul contact time dependent workflow demo. Okay, this is the workflow rule name. Schedule date is 33375. Created by batch. Created date. Workflow actions. Okay, this is there. It will trigger when whatever the mission we mentioned. First date we mentioned right. It will trigger that time. Okay, means it is there in the queue. It will trigger when after 1 hour is completed. Okay. This is how we can monitor the time-based workflow rules also. Got it? Or else I'll create one more thing. We can see one more thing in that. Miss, I'm just selecting the lead source. That's other. If you don't select lead source or other, that record will not trigger here. Why? Because we need to satisfy the condition, right? That's why. Just click on a save. You can go to this time-based. Just refresh this. Same object equals contact. Click on search. Now you can see two. Record name is Roger. It will trigger once the time is completed. Okay. This is about the time based workflow rules. Okay. Any doubts in this?